Good day, everyone. Today we will take a journey back in time to explore Filipino culture and literature during the Spanish colonization. This period, lasting over 3 centuries, deeply influenced the development of the Filipino identity, language, and traditions. My presentation will cover the classification of Filipinos during Spanish rule, the historical background of colonization, oral literature, and various forms of drama that emerged during this time. Spanish colonization in the Philippines officially began in 1565 under Governor-General Miguel de Legazpi, who arrived in the aim of establishing Spanish rule. This marked the beginning of over 3 centuries colonial control. During this time, Filipino literature began to flourish. Early on, the Spanish banned the indigenous Filipinos script known as Alibata and replaced it with a Roman alphabet. So, in the 18th century, secular literature flourished, drawing influence from medieval Spanish ballads. This led to the creation of the comedia, a form of theatrical drama that depicted Christian victories over Muslims. Later known as the Moro Moro, the Filipino novel Ninay was written by Pedro Paterno in the 1880s. This marked the beginning of a new literary form that would later influence national consciousness. Thank you for your attention, and I hope this presentation has provided you with a deeper understanding of Filipino history and literature during the Spanish period. That's all. Thank you.
So good day. My report is all about the notable Filipino writers. So here is some notable Filipino writers known to us. First is Dr. Rizal, born on June 19, 1861 in Calamba, Laguna. He studied at Ateneo de Manila, Universidad Central de Madrid at the University of Berlin. So here are some of the key works of Dr. Rizal: El Filibusterismo, The No Limitang Hereda, Mi Ultimo Adios, and some of it. So Rizal's writing inspired the Philippine Revolution and Spanish rule, emphasizing nationalism and social reform. Next is Marcelo H. Del Pilar. He is born on August 30, 1850 in Cupang, Bulacan. So here are the key works of Marcelo H. Del Pilar: Pag-ibig sa tinubuang lupa, Kalingat kayo, Dasalan at Tuksohan, Sagot sa Espanya sa hibik na Pilipinas. So he was a leading figure in the propaganda movement, advocating for reforms through writing. So we all know that, right? So third is Graciano Lopez Haina. He is born on December 18, 1856. His key works are Ang Fray Butod, La Hija del Fraile. He is a prominent propagandist and journalist. He highlighted social injustices and called for reforms in Spanish colonial rule. The fourth one is Antonio Luna, born on October 29, 1866. So his key works are Noche Buena, La Tertulia Filipina. He is a pharmacist and military leader. Luna used his writings to promote nationalism and critique oppression. So the fifth one is Mariano Ponce, born on February 23, 1857. His key works are Ang Mga Alamat na Bulacan, Sobre Filipinos. So he is an editor and biographer in the propaganda movement. So they are the writers of Spanish colonial rule. And the sixth one is Pedro Paterno. He is born on February 17, 1857. His key works are Ninay, A Mi Madre. So he is a novelist and dramatist who escaped censorship during Spanish rule. He contributed to Filipino literature with his historical narratives. So these writers are all played crucial roles in shaping Philippine literature and national identity through their advocacy for social justice and reforms. So until now, we are still their works are still reflecting the enduring spirit of the Filipino people.
So, good morning everyone. I'm Taflin and I'll be going to continue to discuss the notable writers under the Spanish colonization. So, let's have Andres Bonifacio. So, who is Andres Bonifacio? So, Andres Bonifacio is known as the father of democracy. But other than that, he also known as the father of Katipunan because he led in establishing Nakataas-taasan kagalang-galangan katipunan na anak ng bayan or the KKK. Among his works are ang dapat mabatid ng mga Tagalog or what Tagalog should know. The second one is katungkulang gagawin ng mga anak ng bayan or the obligation of our countrymen. And the third one is pag-ibig sa tinubuan lupa or the love of the one's native land. And lastly is the huling paalam or the last farewell. The huling paalam is a translation of Mi Ultimo Adios of Jose Rizal in Tagalog. So we also have here Jose Mapanganiban. So Jose Mapanganiban is hide his identity behind his pen name Umapa. See, who knows that it was Jose Panganiban because he hide his identity as Umapa. Jose Mapanganiban was also known as having a photographic mind. Wow, how amazing Jose Mapanganiban, right? And also he was a member of a number of movements for the country. Some of Jose Mapanganiban's writings were first is Ang Lupang Tinubuan, My Native Land. The second one is Ang Aking Buhay, My Life. The third one is Soplano de Estudio, Your Study Plan. And the last is El Pensamiento, Your Thinking. And that's for Jose Mapanganiban writings. So let's proceed to Jose Palma. So Jose Palma is popular of his hymno national Filipino or the Philippine National Anthem. So, si Jose Palma ang sumulat ng ating pambansang awit and it was set to music by Julian Felipe. Jose Palma other works are include Melancolias, The Melancholies, and the Demi Hardin in My Garden. We also have here Emilio Jacinto. Emilio Jacinto was the assistant intelligence of Andres Bonifacio in the establishment of the Katipunan. He is also called as the brain of the Katipunan. He also edited the Kalayaan or the Freedom, a Katipunan newspaper. Bonifacio withdrew his writings of the Cartilla in deference to Jacinto's work as the secretary of the Katipunan. His Cartilla was the one followed by the members of the organization. Here are a few of his writings. The first one is the Cartilla ng Katipunan, a primer book on Katipunan. The second one is Liwanag at Dilim, the Light and Darkness. The third one is the Ame Madre, to my mother. It is a touching ode to his mother. And the last and the fourth one is the Ala Patria, to my country, and it is considered as his masterpiece. And now we're down to the last notable writer under the Spanish colonization, which is Apolinario Mabini. Mabini was the sublime paralytic who wrote the Decalogue to a large segment of people, and he is also known as the brain of the Philippine Revolution. Apolinario Mabini was one of the most prolific contemporary writers of political issues. He authored most of the decrees, messages, and memorandum of the President Aguinaldo back then. So that's all, everyone. Thank you for listening for the topic notable writer under the Spanish colonization. Thank you and God bless us all.
Good day, sir. I am Cyril A. Kadayuna, and I will going to discuss No Limitang Heri, exploring themes of freedom and justice. No Limitang Heri, exploring themes of freedom and justice, analyzing key quotes from Jose Rizal's masterpiece. The first quote is, "The country is like a beautiful woman whom everyone admires but no one wants to marry." This metaphor beautifully captures the Philippines' beauty and potential but also its vulnerability. The country is admired from afar but no one wants to commit to it, symbolizing how foreign powers exploit its resources while not truly investing in its well-being. This quote speaks to the Philippines' struggle for genuine independence and self-determination. And the next quote is, "I am a Filipino and I want to live in my country free and independent." This quote expresses Ibarra's strong sense of nationalism and his desire for freedom from Spanish rule. And the next quote is, "The evil that men do lives after them, the good is oft entered with their bones." This quote, borrowed from Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, underscores the lasting consequences of injustice and the fleeting nature of good deeds. Rizal uses this to highlight the enduring impact of Spanish colonial rule on the Philippines. Even after the colonizer leave, it also suggests that the fight for justice is continuous struggle against the legacy of oppression. And for the last quote of my topic is, "The Filipinos are a people with a rich history and culture, but they are also people who have been oppressed for centuries." This quote encapsulates the historical context of the novel and the Filipino people's plight under Spanish rule. It acknowledges the rich cultural heritage of Filipino while highlighting the centuries of oppression they have endured. This quote emphasizes the importance of understanding the historical context to fully grasp the complexity of the novel themes. In conclusion, No Limitang Hire is a complex and thought-provoking novel that continues to be relevant today. It's a powerful reminder of the importance of fighting for justice and freedom. And that's my topic all about, and thank you, and I hope you learned something from me. Good luck.
Good day, everyone. Now we're going to delve deeper into the literary pieces. Especially now we're going to talk about the excerpts of Noli Me Tangere. So, the novel Noli Me Tangere is a novel that tells a story of Juan Crisostomo Ibarra, a young Filipino who returned to his hometown after studying abroad. So, the novel explored the themes of love, social injustice, lost, and the struggle for freedom. So this is from the Spanish colonial rule. Now we're going to discuss first the literary pieces of the novel. So we have here number one, the character of Elias. So Elias is a mysterious and tragic figure who represents the oppressed and marginalized in the Philippine society. He is a symbol of hope and resistance, but his fate is ultimately sealed by the corrupt and oppressive forces of the Spanish colonial regime. The next one is the favorite, the love story of Ibarra and Maria Clara. So, the love story between Ibarra and Maria Clara is a central theme in the novel. It is a story forbidden. It is a story about forbidden love. So, it also has the social constraints and the tragic consequences of a societal pressure. The next one is the role of religion. So religion plays a significant role in the novel, both as a source of comfort and as a tool of oppression. The Spanish friars are depicted as corrupt and power hungry, using religion to control the Filipino people. The next one is the importance of education. Education is represented as a key to social and political progress. So Ibarra's return to his hometown with a European education symbolizes the potential for change and reform.
Good day, everyone. My name is Denise Marius Alpredan, and today we will explore a significant piece of early Philippine literature, May Bagyumat May Dilim. So, this poem was first printed in 1605, making it one of the earliest published Tagalog poems. So, it was written by an unknown Filipino poet and later revised by Benvenido Lombera and Cynthia Nograles Lombera, the two prominent figures in Philippine literature. Now let's look at the poem itself. It's a powerful expression of faith, determination, and resilience, even during life's darkest storms. So allow me to share the English and Tagalog version for better understanding. The first stanza reflects the poet's determination to persist in searching for God despite life's storms. The second stanza emphasizes the importance of using the Bible or God's Word as a weapon to combat temptation and challenges. And the third stanza shows gratitude for the enlightenment brought by God through religious teachings. And lastly, the fourth stanza demonstrates the strength and guidance found in God, likening him to a staff that supports us. From these verses, we can draw valuable lessons. First, don't lose hope. Even in the darkest times, we can find light. If there's a will, there's a way. Second, determination can overcome any obstacle. And next, have faith in God. Trusting in Him gives us strength. And lastly, nothing is impossible with God. With His guidance, we can achieve anything. So these poems reminds us of the power of faith, perseverance, and hope. It teaches us that even when life feels overwhelming, turning to God and finding strength within ourselves can guide us through. I hope this poem inspired you as much as it did to me. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I am Princess Dayandi de los Reyes, and today I am going to discuss the El Filibusterismo literature under the Spanish colonization. Rizal's novel was inspired by the term filibustero or troublemaker and the execution of three martyr priests, which is the Gomborza. The consequences of being labeled filibustero are arrest, imprisonment, and execution. Il Fili began written in Calamba in October 1887 and continued in Paris in 1888. The rest was written in Madrid and Beatrice, France. Finished writing on March 29, 1891 and finished printed on September 18, 1891. Next is the short summary of El Filibusterismo. El Filibusterismo, a sequel to No Limitang Here, follows Crisostomo Ibarra's return to the Philippines under the disguise of Simon, a wealthy jeweler driven by vengeance for the suffering inflicted upon him and his loved ones by the Spanish colonial regime. Simon aims to incite a revolution. His initial attempt fails due to Maria Clara's death. He then plans a grand scheme to destroy the Spanish officials and prominent Filipinos at a wedding using a concealed explosive. So to make it short, Crisostomo Ibarra or Simon returns to the Philippines seeking revenge against the Spanish colonial regime for the injustices he and his loved ones suffered. However, his plan is thwarted by Basilio, who warns Isagani, preventing a catastrophic outcome concerned by authorities. Simon escapes but is eventually found by Padre Florentino. He confesses his identity and motives, choosing to end his life rather than be captured. Padre Florentino in turn casts Simon's treasures into the sea, which means that Simon's plan for revenge against the Spanish colonial regime is foiled when Basilio warns Isagani, preventing a catastrophic outcome. Concerned by authorities, Simon escapes momentarily but is eventually caught by Padre Florentino in a pregnant finale. Simon confesses his true identity and motives, opting to end his life rather than face capture. Showing compassion and understanding, Padre Florentino honors Simon's legacy by casting his treasure, symbols of rebellion, into the sea. This powerful conclusion highlights Simon's conviction, sacrifice, and the enduring spirit of resistance against oppression, leaving a lasting impact on Philippine literature and history. Next is the symbols that can be found in El Filibusterismo. First one is the cross symbolizes the Catholic faith of Filipinos, both a source of strength and Spanish tools for colonization. Second one is the whip. It represents the brutality inflicted by Spaniards and Guardia Civil. The third one is the book and feeder. It represents writing or Rizal's work as tools to expose injustices, awaken the Filipinos about their current condition, and encourage revolution for change in the country. The fourth one is the Rizal signature. It symbolizes Rizal's experience and witness the ills and abuses that happened during his time. The fifth one is the bamboo stalks. It represents Filipino resiliency. Despite of the sufferings, Filipinos can still stand tall and firm. In conclusion, through exploring the El Filibusterismo, this novelist remains relevant today, offering insights into Philippine history and culture. Also, the novel inspires nationalism and social awareness to resist oppression and fight for justice. That would be all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I am Japame El Salvador, and I'm going to discuss the Urbana at Filesa. The author of Urbana and Filesa was P. Modesto de Castro, who was born in Binyan, Laguna in the first half of the 19th century. He studied at the Colegio Real de San Jose, became a curate at the Cathedral of Manila, and then at Nay Capite. Besides Urbana at Filesa, he also wrote Pláticas Doctrinales 1864, Exposición de las Siete Palabras en Tagalog, and Novena a San Isidre en Tagalog. Through Urbana and Filesa, he was called the father of eternal classics in Tagalog. The novel follows the correspondence between three siblings: Urbana the eldest, who has left her family in Paumbong, Bulacan, to study in Manila; Felisa, her younger sister, and Ernesto, their brother. Through her letters, Urbana guides her siblings on how to live a virtuous life according to Christian values and societal norms. She emphasizes the importance of purity, obedience, and proper behavior, especially for young women. The novel also includes a letter from a priest offering insights on the duties and responsibilities of married life. This letter touches on various aspects of human experience, from birth to death, encompassing both secular and spiritual realms. The themes and significance of Urbana at Felisa can be seen as a guide to conduct a behavior aiming to regulate moral excesses and reaffirm Christian principles. It reflects the social and cultural values of the time, particularly the emphasis on female purity and the importance of maintaining a good reputation within a Christian family. The novel's epistolary style allows for a more intimate and personal exploration of these themes. Through the letters, the reader gains insight into the characters' thoughts, feelings, and struggles as they navigate the complexities of family, society, and faith. That ends my discussion. Thank you all for listening.
Good day, sir. Good day, classmates. My name is Jesso Marco M. Labajo, and my topic is all about Florante at Laura and the literatures under the Spanish colonization. So, allow me to introduce myself once again. My name is Jesso Marco Manuel Labajo, the discussant of the topic Florante at Laura, literatures under the Spanish colonization. So, our learning objectives is: first, identify and analyze major themes such as love, loyalty, betrayal, justice, and freedom. Second one, understand the historical and cultural context of the poem and its significance in the Philippine literature. The third one, and the final one, recognize the use of symbolism and allegory in the poem and their impact on the narrative. So, let's dive deeper about the novel or the book of Florante at Laura. So, Florante at Laura is a Filipino epic poem written by Francisco Balagtas, considered one of the most important works in the Philippine literature. It tells the story of Florante, a young prince of Albania, and Laura, his beloved, navigating a world filled of triarchy, love, and political intrigue. The poem is a powerful reflection of Filipino culture, values, and history, offering insights into social and political landscape of the Philippines during Spanish colonial period. So, the poem importance the Philippine literature and its reflection of Filipino culture and history during the Spanish colonial period. It sets the stage by introducing the main character, Florante at Laura, and hinting the themes of triarchy, love, and political intrigue. So, as we all know, the author of Florante at Laura is one of the famous Filipino writer, which is Francisco Balagtas. So, one of his most important works in Philippine literature is the novel or the poem Florante at Laura. So, the main character of this, syempre, si Florante at Laura. So, let's move on and let's talk about the historical and cultural significance of Florante at Laura. So, Florante at Laura is not only literary masterpiece but also a significant cultural artifact. The poem reflects the social and political realities of the Philippines during the Spanish colonial period, in offering insight into the lives of Filipino under Spanish rule. The poem's themes of love, loyalty, and justice resonate with the Filipino people values and aspiration. It celebrates the Filipino spirit of resilience and resistance, highlighting the importance of fighting for freedom and justice. So, this historical and cultural significance is it's all about the reflects the social and political realities of the Philippines during the Spanish colonization. So, it's offer the insights of lives of Filipinos under Spanish rule. So, the themes are usually or it focuses only in love, loyalty, justice, and freedom. So, let's talk about the themes and the themes and symbolisms of Florante at Laura's explores the range of themes including loyalty and love, betrayal and revenge, justice and freedom, fate and destiny. But we tackle first the loyalty and love. So, as we all know, Florante at Laura is a lover. So, dili na mosulod ang love and loyalty. So, the poem emphasizes the importance of love, both romantic and familial, and the sacrifices people makes for those they love. For Florante's unwavering love and loyalty to Laura, even in the face of adversity and testament to the power of true love. So, the unwavering love between Florante at Laura despite adversity, it emphasizes. So, dili na siya ma-emphasize kung unsa jud ka love ni Florante, kung unsa jud ka loyal si Florante kay Laura. So, the second one is the betrayal and revenge. So, the poem explores the destructive natures of betrayal and the consequences of seeking revenge. Adolfo betrayals of Florante and ensuing conflict highlight the danger of jealousy and ambition. So, betrayal and revenge, Adolfo's betrayal and the consequences of his actions are explored. So, diri na-explored kung giunsa pag-betray ni Adolfo si Florante and because of the jealousy and ambition. The next one is justice and freedom. Justice and freedom, the poem celebrates the triumph of justice over tyranny and the importance of fighting for freedom. Florante's struggles against the oppressive rule of King General symbolizes the Filipino people's fight for liberation from colonial rule. So sa Justice and Freedom, the poem's celebration of justice over tyranny and the fight of freedom is linked into the Filipino struggles against colonial rule. So, naa siya connection about the justice and freedom about the Florantes and Laura sa katong kay King General na nag-symbolize siya sa Filipino people na nilaban para sa atong liberation against sa colonial rule. And the last one is Fate and Destiny. The poem explored the role of fate and destiny in shaping individual lives. Florante's journey is marked by series and events that seems predetermined, highlighting the complexities of human agency and force that shapes our lives. So fate and destiny, the role of fate and destinies is shaping Florante's life is discussed. So dili na siya ma-discuss kung unsa ang ilahang fate o destiny ni Florante o ni Laura during the series of event na ilhang na say tawag gani na naagian kaninga novel. So Florante at Laura is a powerful testament to the human capacity for love, resilience, and the pursuit of justice. Its enduring relevant lies of its ability to inspire and challenge reader to reflect on their own values and action. So diri ana is dili lang kay kung magbasa kag Florante at Laura na kay makuan. So naadjud kay makuha ani or makuha sa imong pagbasa. So mag-reflect ni siya for your own values and action. So the first na imong makuan is ang personal growth. So personal growth, the poem encourage introspection and self-reflection, prompting readers to examine their own capacity for love. So love, loyalty, and forgiveness. So the poem encouraged self-reflection on personal values like love, loyalty, and forgiveness. So the second one na may makuha sa poem na Florante at Laura is social awareness. So social awareness, the poem raises awareness of social injustice, the importance of fighting for equality and freedom. So social awareness is it raises awareness of social injustice and the importance of fighting for equality and freedom. So makuha din mo kung unsa imong ipaglalaban. So the second one is ethical decision making. The poem provides a framework for ethical decision making, emphasizing the importance of choosing integrity and justice over personal gain. So in ethical decision making, it provides a framework for ethical choices, prioritizing integrity and justice. So napadali ang relationships. The poem highlights the importance of trust, communication, forgiveness in relationship. And kung musulod po dili na mo kuan kung unsa ka kung sa relationship dapat na adjoy trust, love, communication, and forgiveness sa relationship. Kay kung wala na sila, I don't know kung mabind ba mo together or magdugay ba mo. So the next one is community. The poem emphasizes the importance of solidarity and collective action in fighting for justice and freedom. So dili na siya musulod ang katong ilaban para sa imong freedom o sa imong justice. Kay sa panahon karon natay right kung unsa natay human rights and no one can take that one from you. So in leadership, nanapo diri sa leadership, the poem is showcase the quality of a just, of compassionate leader, emphasizing the importance of serving the people and upholding ethical principles. So nanadiri ko tong ikaw na mismo ang stands in your own and dapat dili ka magpa uto-uto lang sa bisang kinsa, and then as a leader dapat pod kabalo ka mo here or paminawan ang imuhang isig ka tao kay dili lang as a leader or as in living in the democracy world, your people is more important. So in conclusion, Florante at Laura is a timeless masterpiece that continues to inspire of challenge reader and exploratory of universal themes, and its powerful message of love, resilience, and justice make it relevant and valuable work for readers of all backgrounds. So in conclusion, statement reinforces the poem's timeless quality, emphasizing the exploration of universal themes and its powerful message of love, resilience, and justice, making it relevant for readers of all. So in short, Florante at Laura is not just a historical literary work, but also a source of enduring wisdom and ethical guidance applicable of contemporary life. It bridges the gap between historical context and modern relevance. And that's all my report. I hope you learned something, and thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Grace Sheila Nicer, and this video presentation is all about ang dapat mabatid ng mga Tagalog by Andres Bonifacio.
This presentation will explore the life, writings, and impact of Andres Bonifacio, a key figure in the Philippine Revolution. We'll delve into the historical context, ideological influences, and the lasting significance of his seminal work, Ang Dapat Mabatid ng Mga Tagalog.
Let us know first who is Andres Bonifacio. Andres Bonifacio, known as the father of the Philippine Revolution, was a revolutionary leader and founder of the Katipunan.
The son of a government official, when both his parents died in the 1870s, he left school to support his 5 brothers and sisters. By the mid-1880s, he had become a fervent Filipino nationalist when Jose Rizal established the Liga Filipina in 1892. Bonifacio was one of its first members. After the Spanish arrested Rizal in July 1892, Bonifacio decided that the Philippines would only achieve independence through revolution. On July 7, he founded the Katipunan.
Katipunan is a group that fought for Philippine independence from Spanish rule. Ang Dapat Mabatid ng Mga Tagalog was written in 1898 during the Philippine Revolution. It was published to encourage Filipinos, particularly to rise up against Spanish oppression and fight for independence. Ang Dapat Mabatid ng Mga Tagalog by Andres Bonifacio is an essay aims to motivate Filipinos to recognize their rights, the importance of unity, and the need for armed resistance against Spanish colonial rule. It discusses the injustices of Spanish rule and calls for action to achieve independence. Ideology and political influences. Nationalism. Bonifacio was a strong advocate for Philippine nationalism, seeking to instill pride and unity among Filipinos, particularly the Tagalog people. Political context. The essay was written during a period of political unrest. It reflects the desire of Filipinos to fight for their rights and freedom from Spanish colonization. Ideology. As a leader of the Katipunan, Bonifacio emphasized anti-imperialism and the importance of uniting to the fight for the nation's freedom. Key themes and arguments. Awareness of rights. Bonifacio urged Filipinos to recognize their rights and freedoms both as Filipinos and as citizens under Spanish rule. Unity and action. He stressed the importance of unity among Filipinos and called for collective action to gain independence through resistance. Resistance to oppression. The essay advocates for rejecting Spanish rule and fighting against all forms of oppression to achieve true freedom. Relevance and impact on Philippine history. Importance in Philippine history. This essay is foundational document in Philippine history, illustrating Bonifacio's stance on fighting for freedom and unity. Influence on national movements. Ang Dapat Mabatid ng Mga Tagalog significantly influenced the Philippine Revolution and inspired future movements for independence and justice. Legacy of Bonifacio's advocacy. Bonifacio's advocacy for unity, freedom, and resistance against oppression has left a lasting legacy, shaping Philippine national identity and ongoing struggles for sovereignty.
Visionary leadership. Bonifacio's foresight and revolutionary zeal inspired a nation. Enduring ideals. His writings continue to resonate with modern audiences. Ang Dapat Mabatid ng Mga Tagalog by Andres Bonifacio urges Filipinos to unite and fight for their freedom, emphasizes the importance of national awareness and defending the country from foreign oppression to achieve independence.